from Blokees. It is the Defender version 6, Brutal Fang. And as you can see, I have Stormy with me as I am introducing these new, very small, very cool kits, which have some really cool figures in it. And I would like to thank Blokees for sending these to me so that I could review them for you. And I could show you how to assemble each of these wonderful little kits, but if you've seen any of my Blokees videos, you know I ain't all about making you go through that. So yes, I put them all together, and in this set we have the Triple Changer Astrotrain, Snarl in his Stegosaurus mode, the Combaticon Vortex in his helicopter mode, the Maximal Cheetor in his robot mode, the leader of the Predacons, yes, I am Megatron in his robot mode, Optimus Primal in his robot mode, Megatron once again, he terrorizes in his dino mode, Optimus Primal in his beast mode, Shattered Glass Hot Rod, the Autobot Perceptor, a scientist, and he kicked Devastator's ass, Ultra Magnus, Springer, UNRC, Transform Autobot City, I have to go take a dump, and lastly Blastoff in his shuttle mode, who came with this lovely coin. So I am going to go through all these guys with you in a bit more detail and have some fun along the way. Now, if you're new to the channel, I'm Captain Kyle. Welcome aboard. If you've been watching for a while, thanks for coming back. Very cool of you. But yes, we are going to have fun with Blokees model kits, who become pretty articulated anime-style figures. Well, the Defender versions do. So, buckle up. Time to do this. Oh, but be right back. So we're going to start with Blastoff in his shuttle mode. And as you can see, he looks like a miniature version of Blastoff. It's got the nice Decepticon symbol on the top. Doesn't really have any posability other than you can fold the wings up and move the tail fin from side to side. But I don't know why you would do that. And this one actually came with this coin, which has Beast Wars Megatron's head on it. Yes. Very cool kit. Now, the Defender series are less difficult to put together than the Galaxy, and especially the Action Editions. But still a lot of fun. They each come with a collector's card, so you can see Blastoff's right there, and on the back, you have the instructions. So not overly complex, but a very cool figure, and with Blastoff, that makes 4 out of the 5 vehicle Combaticons, so I wonder what video could be coming very soon. So that is Blastoff. Now they decided to go into the Beast Wars era, and there is Optimus Primal, and as you can see, he's got something on his back.
There is something on your back.
And in this case, it is a pair of guns that can flip over and blast the Predacons. As one of the few Maximals who could fly, he was definitely a formidable opponent for most of the Predacons, including Megatron. There's his collector's card with, again, instructions on the back, and a very cool figure. Now, posability for this guy, and I'm not going to go through posability for all of them because they all have basically the same type of leg, so he can do a full toes up Jean-Claude Van Damme. So all of the robot mode figures are pretty similar. He can bend at the knee, he can kick forward, not that high, kicking back, not that high, side kick though, especially if he does a split, pretty darn high. And because there are ball joints in the feet, this guy can actually have ankle swivels. How's that? Now, they pretty much, most of them can twist around. I'll point out any if they can't. And I'm gonna move his guns back. The arms can go all the way around. You just have to kind of angle them a little bit to avoid the edges of his shoulder cannons. He bends at the elbow. They do have a swivel. I mean, they're ball joints, so, which actually is very appropriate for Beast Wars characters. His arm can go out to the side, so his shoulder goes up. Doesn't hit himself in the head though. And the heads can also turn all the way around. A very posable minifigure of Optimus Primal in his robot mode. So that's him. I'm gonna put him aside, and now we're gonna travel to another universe because I want to show Shattered Glass Hot Rod, which I did have the original one that came out. I'm very sad I no longer do. It went in the Purge. For those watching, like, what was the Purge? They used to have every single US G1 and G2 Beast Wars, pretty much all of Beast Wars the second, except like the Lucky Draw and really limited stuff. Beast Wars Neo, Beast Machines, Robots in Disguise, Car Robots, everything. All the way up through like the Unicron trilogy and stuff like that. And I sold a good chunk of my collection. Not all, but a good chunk. And so I no longer have the Botcon version original of Shattered Glass Hot Rod. I believe they came out with a new one, I think. I probably have him. I don't know, I have very many now since I got back into collecting, but at the time, I was pretty much stopped collecting after I did the purge. I had a bunch that I kept, and then I thought I was out, and it drew me back in. So that's the purge. Anyways, in his case, he cannot have his arms all the way around because of his really big spoiler on his back, but he still has the same amount of posability otherwise. His head doesn't seem to want to turn all the way around. That's another thing, and that's because of the design of his chest and the grooves there, but he can turn from side to side, and he's got a goatee. So, you know, you can tell he's evil because of the goatee, which is why, if you ever see me with a goatee, run. No, I've not been evil with a goatee, but that is kind of a trope ever since Mirror Mirror on Star Trek The Original Series, which is basically what Shattered Glass is. Evil Autobots, heroic Decepticons, but a fun guy. And there is his card with the instructions on the back, so you get everything you need. So you could have a little collection of these and always know how to disassemble and reassemble your kits. Pretty darn cool. All right, next, it's Ultra Magnus, and he can't deal with this now. Isn't that right, Stormy? Somebody is going to be very happy that this is a Stormy video. So you can see him from all angles. You can see he's got the shoulder extensions, a very 80s thing to have, very patriotic colors. Stormy just laid on top of all the cards that I have to go through, so I'm taking this one because this is Ultra Magnus's card. Yes, with instructions on the back. Ow. Light our darkest hour. Damn it, I can't get this thing open. Now he does have same mobility, same posability with his gun. When you bend his right elbow, it can't bend as far as left because the gun runs into his upper arm. But otherwise, all kinds of posability, and his head has no problem spinning all the way around. And you can actually reenact the sweeps, terminate him, and like break him into pieces, and then you can have Junkions reassemble him. So a nice, cool little guy. I like him, and I'm going to be curious to see if they give us a vehicle mode one of him at some point, which will have the trailer and all that stuff. That would be cool. But now back to the Predacons. Yes, Megatron will crush you all. Now there's Megatron, who has a nice little card there, with instructions on the back, but he actually has a hand that is inside the tail portion, so that kind of shows how he can manipulate things with a hand. Shut up, Logan. Now he can't go straight all the way back. You can curve it out, but he's got these dino wings, which actually have the detailing of showing the molding of itty-bitty T-Rex arms, which is cool. But otherwise, all the same posability, turning the head all the way around. You can pop it off. You can be beheaded. Now, this arm, which has the dino head, which I just accidentally popped off, it does not have quite the same posability as far as like at the elbow, but you can open up the jaw, and he has a little slot there that you could put a certain blast effect in, which I'll show you in a bit. But he's very cool. Lots of great detailing on him. Lots of posability. Yes, Rubber Ducky, you're the one. You make bath time lots of fun. Rubber Ducky, I'll terrorize. So coming back to the Autobot world, we have Perceptor, who I could definitely see being like, this region of space, there's marginal probability that the... Oh yes, I believe I can. Yeah, he's a cool character. You can see he's got his scope on his shoulder, as he does in the cartoon and the movie, which can point in various directions, so that's additional movement. Now, because of that being on his shoulder, he can't turn his head all the way around, but he can look to the side, the other side. And you know, all he needs to do is fire one shot of Devastator and he's toast. So it's good because Devastator is in this Blokees Defenders universe. So there's his card with the instructions on the back. So the Autobot scientist, Perceptor, you have lots of secrets you can tell me. I know, a different Megatron. What can you do? And now we have Megatron in his beast mode. And he's spitting fire. Yes. Some kind of flame. There's his card. There's his instructions. But I have to say, he is actually pretty posable. He's no Barney, even though he is a purple dinosaur. But I just popped off his lower leg. But it pops right back in. These are model kits, so that will happen. But his leg can actually go pretty much all the way around. He's got these little itty-bitty arms that, you know, he can't use for aiming, which is why he gets it all over the toilet seat. His head can turn actually all the way around. I'm going to take this out because you can see his mouth can open up wide and close. So he is a big mouth and falls over. So yes, he can do that. And his tail is somewhat movable. It can go around in a circle. If you're too rough with it, it will come off and it will grow back just like a gecko. No, but just for a moment, this blast effect can also go into the robot mode version's mouth that's on his hand, and you gotta lean him back a little because of the weight, but he can be blasting. So yes, the beast wars are over. You lose. But one of the fun things about Blokees is because they are model kits, you can pop off an arm and then he can get repaired later. But since we're dealing with beastie boys, let's go with this beastie boy. It says Snarl, Stegosaurus, so I'm going with Stegosaurus. There's his instructions, but very cool Dinobot figure. Can join other Dinobots, and he's got some posability for a beastie. His head can actually turn all the way around. Not that you'd want it to, but it can. His mouth opens. Say ah, and if the jaw comes off, just pop it right back in. Autobot symbol on his head. The arms can, the legs can pretty much go all the way around, but you're gonna run into them, into the other legs, the front legs will run into the back legs, etc. So, but you can still pose them quite a bit. The back legs have their feet on ball joints, so you can put them out to the side a little bit and turn the feet. The front legs also on ball joints, big shock there. And there he is in a pose. A cool Dinobot. It's a shame that his agent sucks and wasn't able to get him into the movie for more than a half a second. What can you do? Next, we have Vortex in his vehicle mode. Now, with these vehicle modes, there's not a ton you can do posability-wise, but he does have the rotor that goes around. There is his lovely card with instructions, but you knew that. I don't know why I keep saying it. Yes, the rotor goes around. He's also got a tail rotor that goes around. He's got guns on the sides here and one in the front. And this makes 5 out of 5 Combaticons in vehicle mode. So again, another video coming real soon. So a good representation of Vortex in miniature. Proportions aren't exact, of course, because, you know, these are kind of like super deformed versions of these characters. I don't mean that in a bad way. Cheetor! Yes, the guy who's like, hey, my new name should be Cheetor because I'm a cheetah. Lots of imagination, this guy. He could have chosen like Fast Paw. He could have chosen like, you know, Spot Strike. I don't know. Those probably aren't the best names, but Cheetor. There's his card that knocks him over if you hit him with it, with instructions. I'm still gonna say it. I don't know why. And like certain other Beast Wars figures, yeah, he's got these like almost wing things. So the arms can't go all the way around. The head can, that's not a problem. And everything else, you know, basically from the waist down, they're all the same. Well, Megatron would say, I am much bigger down there. But, you know, it's kind of what he does. Brags a lot about nothing. So, a cool figure. And if you don't want him holding his gun, you can plug it into his back. Little bonus there for you. And it actually has a detailing, it's the gut gun that he used in the show, but it's got like, looks like intestines here. So what does it shoot? Like noxious gas? That could work. But again, a very cool Beast Wars figure. I like Beast Wars. Beast Wars got me back into Transformers after I took a hiatus when I was younger. This was before the purge, but yeah, Beast Wars. Dang cool. Astrotrain. I can't make my voice echoey. Try that again. I am Astrotrain. Yes, if my voice is echoey, that is called an effect. So a little reverb in there. But he's cool because of his wings. You can't bring his arms all the way around, but other than that, he's got all the same posability, except his head, because of these things on the side, cannot turn all the way around. But does he really want to? But a very cool version of basically. Out of the 2 triple changes at the time, I really liked Astrotrain better because his forms were better. He wasn't a plane with a friggin' tank turret on the bottom, you know, and he just seemed cooler. Got Decepticon symbols on his back as if they're going to be on his wings. Very, very nice. And our final one, we're back into Beast Mode with Beast Mode Optimus Primal. There's his card. He's going ape. Yeah, bad joke. Get used to them. His arms are obviously longer than his legs because he is an ape, and the ape head can actually turn all the way around, so that's kind of nice. Now, he pretty much has regular fists, which is, you know, not that different from actual apes. So you can put him in some ape-like poses, like so. Look at his monkey butt. But there you have him, Optimus Primal. So They did give us both versions of Optimus Primal in his robot mode and his beast mode. Same thing with Megatron, which is kind of cool. Cheetor, we just got robot mode for now. You never know. More waves are coming. And I'm going to see if all of these will fit on the turntable of doom and if I can spin them without them all falling over all over the place. That would be nice. They all do fit. Let's see if the spin will work without anybody falling over. There's some teetering from Ape Optimus Primal, some wiggling from Blastoff, but it looks like we are successful as long as we go slow. That is what she said. So there you have it. Blokees Defender version 06. Brutal Fang. Because, you know, some of these guys have fangs. Could be brutal. And I get to pet Stormy over here, even though his face is probably just outside of range. You look tired, buddy. I know, long day. So I think they're fun. And if you'd like to get them, I put a link to the Blokees site in the description. You can get them right now. And I think I may have to hold aside Vortex and Blast Off for another video. But while you are mulling over, if you want to try to get certain ones by buying blind boxes or just get a whole case, and that way you can pretty much get them all. I did not get any chase figures. There were actually 2 chase figures, one being Megatron with a blast effect that came with him in robot mode, and one being sword-wielding Optimus Primal, but I don't know if there's any other differences because I didn't get them. But, you know, can't always get the chase figures. But yeah, definitely recommend them. And while you're mulling them over, you can actually check out this video over here, which is the Galaxy Defender 05, Traitor to Tyranny. And again, thanks to Blokees for sending these to me. Very, very cool. And I have a coin. Yes. And we will see you next time. As always, have fun and good hunting.